not posted the other 3 videos that I just did tonight, but hey, here we are again. All glory be to God. So once again, to go back into the analysis, what I was, previously saying is, this is the idea that I've always had when it comes to, because I've never been dress coded a day in my life, honestly. But here's an idea that I always had when it comes to people being dress coded. I always had the idea to myself of, especially when you're going shopping, and you pick out this, cute or cool, whichever words you want to use, outfit that you want to wear to school. I've always said, or at least I've always thought, why don't people, just take a picture of it, and then, talk to whoever you need to about it, whether they're at their school or at the district's office, and be like, hey, can I wear can I wear this? Will I be dress coded? Because and stuff like that. Because I'm saying with me saying that, I want everybody to realize, with me saying that, it's me trying to tell you, it's better to at least in my best opinion, it's better to know what you're walking into, rather than taking that 50-50 chance. It's better to know what you can wear before you wear it to school, so you definitely not hesitant, won't get dress coded, rather than walking in there with the 50-50 chance you're gonna get dress coded. You get dress coded, and then you go through whatever it is that you go through in terms of changing, or whatever else. Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of kids that, from what I've noticed, they've formed their opinion on their school because of dress code issues. A lot of kids have formed their opinion on whatever school they went to, whether it's elementary, middle, high. They've based it on dress code. They've based it on being dress coded. They based it on the issues when it comes to changing, changing their dress code and etc. Being policed on it and etc. And I'm just saying, I'm saying this is just my advice to the kids. Y'all don't have to take this, but it's my advice to the kids. I'm telling you, towards dress code, this is the idea I've always had. While you're shopping, you take a picture of the outfit and you take it to the school and you ask them, hey, is this appropriate for me to wear? So they can just tell you straight up forward, this is not appropriate. This is appropriate to wear to school, that is, rather than, so now I can or I cannot wear this, rather than you showing up to school with that outfit, not knowing, and it being a 50-50 chance that when you get caught by a teacher or a dean or anyone, or principal, whoever, that, hey, this is, you're taking that 50-50 chance, So I'm saying it's better to have a sure opinion, rather than, taking that 50-50 chance and then you getting mad at the school, which is what a lot of y'all have done. I've seen it plenty of times before, heard the stories, rather than you getting mad at the school for not letting you wear this, And when it comes to policing over holes that are this, like, yay big, like this big right there, I'm so sorry if that's ever been anybody. If you've been, and I'm saying if you've been, and I hate to use the word policing, so forgive me if that offends anybody within this video, but if I'm definitely trying to say that if you've been, if you've been called out over a hole in your pants or your shirt or whatever that was yay big, I am so very sorry that you got called out for something like that. Because that is absolutely, in my best opinion, that is outrageous. That is just darn straight outrageous. I can totally understand if it's so big to where it's like, it definitely, it's showing, or it's whatever it is. But if it's a hole that is this big, that is ridiculous for you to be dress coded over. That is my personal opinion. Nobody has to agree with it. And I'm telling you, when it comes to being outgoing with your opinions, it's important to be as constructive with it as you possibly can, because we live in a culture in today's day and age where if you're trying to please today's culture, you will almost never win, because you have your side that wants you to be outgoing and wants you to go against the system, and you also have your side that is like totally with the system and doesn't want you to be outgoing, wants you to just be straight up and I guess you could say the same line as everybody else. So be very careful of how you express your opinions and where you express your opinions, because I would hate for anybody to get terribly booed, get stuff thrown at them, get banished, or whatever the word is. But I'm definitely saying towards kids and dress codes next year, definitely try what you can to avoid being dress coded. I would say God first, all costs. Try what you can, because I would hate for anybody to form their opinion of their school, especially if it's a new school for you. I would hate for you to form that opinion of your new school off of you being dress coded. You should not form it off of being dress coded. You should form it off of, I want to say obvious stuff such as, the teaching, and I want to say teaching attitudes of faculty and staff, maybe even attitudes of your fellow students. Those are, I guess you could say, more obvious reasons to base it off of, and how much people actually go out of their way to help you versus, to just banish you. I would definitely understand more if you base it off of that rather than you basing your hate off of your hate of your school off of your dress code. So I'm definitely saying for all kids next year, above and beyond, try what you can to most definitely try to make sure that try to take that extra step of precaution to make sure that what you're wearing is appropriate, or school appropriate, that is. I guess you could say, to be more precise. Do what you have to do to make sure it's more school appropriate, so hopefully when you get to school and you wear it, you won't get called out and you won't form your opinion on of your school through that. Like I said before, I'm again, some people call me absolutely crazy for, trying to encourage, school the way I encourage school to a certain degree. But I've definitely said before, when you live in St. Johns County, which is the #1 school district in the entire state of Florida, I don't see a reason to move to this county and then say you hate it so much. I don't see that unless you're willing to go straight up to the district's office or whoever it is and tell them, this is my complaints, please work with me to help solve all these issues. Because think about it, it's the #1 school district. Unless St. John's is willing to literally go on their website and tell you we're only #1 for these reasons and nothing else, I don't see a reason for St. John's to even be ranked #1. So that's the top reason why I do everything that I do, ladies and gentlemen, for this county, is because I want this county to live up to its ranking in every which God first able and willing way it possibly can. It's #1 for a reason. It's continuously growing and developing for a reason. I want to help build it up. I want to help it live up, Because if you can't help it live up, then I can understand if you're completely exposing it and bashing it and trying to tear it down and etc. But you got to try to grow with it, and got to try to expand with it, and got to try to help encourage people first. And then if you see this and that happening and people don't want to change this and people don't want to change that and etc., then I can understand when it's time to start exposing it and being like, hey, no, this is that, this is this, don't move here and etc. I can understand it then. But again, this county is in many cases still very fresh and new, and the developments are still popping up each and everywhere. So it's like, I'm telling you, what else are you gonna do? Kids are gonna flock down here year after year with their parents. What else are you gonna do? Are you just gonna continue to keep beating the school system down when it's evident that you're beating down is really not doing any? It's not affecting your bottom line. If you're beating the school system down and not affecting its bottom line, you need to think to yourself, why in the world am I bashing it to begin with? To a certain degree. And what that means is I'm not saying some people haven't dealt with actual real stress and problems with the school system. I'm not saying you haven't. I'm saying that if you have, then I highly encourage you to speak out about it, because that's going to hopefully help the school system further live up to what it's supposed to be living up to with its #1 ranking. So the biggest thing I'm trying to express to definitely all young kids out there is, no matter what grade you are, and even especially to the parents as well, try what you can to get as God first, willing and able, involved in every asset of your helping make school a better place for your kids in every which way. Not only the school, but the community around you, the best place for any and everybody to live that you possibly can, because it's all about community support and a collective effort, through community support to help uplift and inspire and encourage and etc. Because again, when it's to be #1, what's the point in bashing it day in and day out and people are still flocking down there? What's the point? To a certain degree. I mean, I understand some people are probably going to find some fine lines within everything I'm saying. Forgive me if I can't figure them out or I can't address them right now, but I can assure you, I'm a very open-minded young man. I'm 20 years old. I just graduated. I just got baptized once again. Again, the certificate right here. Salem Missionary Baptist Church in Greenwood, Mississippi, And I just know for a fact that I don't call myself Niece's ambassador for nothing. I don't call myself St. Johns County's ambassador for nothing. I don't call myself Palm Valley's ambassador, Passaic Bay's ambassador, and Valley Ridge's ambassador, and possibly any other school around here. I don't call myself the ambassadors of these schools for nothing. I call myself the ambassador of the schools in the county and even the entire state of Florida, for reasons, because I love and support and care about every single human being, and I want us to, God first, live up to our, to our potential, to our growth and development. And I really want us to prosper. You could say prosper to Godspeed, actually. And I want that for everybody, and that's one of the top reasons why it is what it is for me on a daily basis. And I'm, God first, proud of this entire thing overall. It's brought me tremendous blessings. It's taught me a lot. And it's definitely something that, like I said, it's definitely been a part of my journey and my destiny for quite some time. So, like I said, I'm going to try what I can to go to as many sporting events for you kids as possible. Go out there, cheer you on, and do what I can again to continuously keep raising as much support and awareness towards your causes as God first possible. Because, again, this is very much a community support thing. This is very much I want to die trying to help clean up this culture and clean up our communities to the best of my willing and able abilities every single day. I want to die trying to do that. I'm not saying everybody's going to buy in, because not everybody's going to buy in. A lot of people everywhere have literally bought into negative, garbage, waste lifestyles, and their lives definitely daily reflected in, etc. But I can assure you, I assure you what I bought into. I bought into absolutely the best of what community support truly is, through churches, through charities, through local restaurants, through local shops, and etc. Again, it does again all boil down to the Bible scripture of love thy neighbor as thyself. I think when you fully accept that Bible scripture and let that manifest in you and let that shape your life and shape your ideologies, I think when you let it shape you in everything I just said, I'm pretty sure you're gonna gain that sense, that moral sense of confidence and strength to go out there and just own things better than you did yesterday. You truly are. I totally think so. But a lot of people are not attached to that scripture as they should be. Some people definitely are, but a lot of people definitely aren't attached to it the way they should be, and that's one of the top reasons why they have as many racial bias standards as they do, or if not racial bias standards. Sometimes it's not even race. Sometimes it's just the differences between personality that just drags people off, and they just go towards a complete I hate you, rather than it's like I love you, but I definitely got to keep praying for you, because your mentality is just definitely not all the way there whatsoever. I can understand the phrase of saying you can't stand a person. I think I've said that multiple times, but I definitely love everybody, but I think I just definitely can't stand the way that person acts. You love everybody, you just can't stand the way this person acts with their mentality, or you just can't, or you just can't stand the mentality of that person, which is pretty much the same thing. I think I just said it two different ways though. But 13 minutes into this, again, Palm Valley Academy, wish you the absolute best at your first year of being open, whether or not I'm there as a volunteer or not. I will still try what I can to, support you for Better and Force. Support all these schools and all these kids for Better and Force. I mean, I made too many songs for the kids expressing that I do it for the kids. I do it for Jesus, and I do it for the kids. I mean, it's there, man. And when a part of my mentorship for the kids / with the kids is literally, I want to encourage the kids to be as big as free-minded thinkers as they possibly can. I want every kid to be the biggest free-minded thinker they possibly can. Again, a lot of us or a lot of people don't grow up that way, but I can assure you that, especially when you're saved and we're through Jesus, I'm telling you, you're gonna definitely, understand what that means when it comes to having a free-minded thinking way of doing things. At least in my best opinion. So again, I love y'all. More videos coming soon, especially on sports. I might get a few more in on the state of our education system, but for now, this is this. I love y'all. Take care. Your boy, the man, NJ2THECITY out. God bless. Once again, God first, God over everything.